With me now on the comfy couch is somebody who you may recognize from our opening, somebody who is always around town, spends most of their time teaching and creating. And I'm talking about Ms. Jennifer English. You are the new Executive Director for Spaceworks here in Tacoma. Welcome, my dear, to CityLine in your new job.
Yes, thank you.
This is exciting. We had Michael on the couch, your former executive director, on his last day. And I didn't have any idea who was going to come next, but I am so delighted that it's you.
Thank you.
You have my heart. So tell me, what's it been like for you being the new ED, and how long has it been?
It's been since the first part of September.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty recent still. Yeah. It's been very busy, because I'm still the business training coordinator. The timing of becoming director and the beginning of a new business plan cohort were right at the same time. And so, after next week, I will be fully in the role of director, and things should lighten up.
Which means you probably have a new person that's replacing you, so make sure we get them on the comfy couch.
I will.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
So for folks at home who don't know what Spaceworks does or what it means, what do we say to them?
So a lot of folks maybe have part of the story and not the whole story.
Yes.
So they may recognize Spaceworks as the organization that helps pay artists for public art around the city. A lot of the murals you see, permanent, temporary, are through Spaceworks or a partnership with Spaceworks and like Pierce Transit or the city even, the Woolworth windows.
You mentioned one of my favorite things.
Yes, and so they may know that part, but they may not know that we do business training for creative and innovative entrepreneurs. So if you're selling anything, a lot of artists, they don't think of themselves as business owners.
You have said a mouthful.
But if they are selling anything, guess what?
Right.
You're a business owner.
Or if someone says, would you make me one of those?
Yep.
Please jump and call Spaceworks when you hear someone say that to you.
Yeah.
That is a buying signal, as we call that.
Yeah.
My goodness. So you mentioned artists, you mentioned creatives. They are my people, that my tribe that I hang out with. So when we think about who you support, is that the umbrella of the Spaceworks family?
Our niche is the creative economy.
Yeah.
A lot of times folks are like, okay, well, what does creative mean, right? Because it means a lot of things. An example, I like to give this example of some of our past alumni. Obviously we have, artists, makers.
Here's some past
Jeannie
alumni.
with Jade & Co. She's just opened a second location, Grit City Grindhouse, they're OG, Spaceworks.
Yes.
Amy Lewis, an amazing artist. This is a public art installation she did. This is one of our alumni meetups. So we do, that's one of our big things is you can go through our program and we don't just kick you out the door and say, okay, great, have a good time. I joke that, you have me till I die. So they feel supported. They know that, 5 years from now they can reach out if they need something. Jeremy Gregory, that's a Woolworth window.
Yes, a Woolworth. In the summertime, look at that sunshine.
Yeah. So this is, a community clinic. You wouldn't think that's very creative. However, they're the first ones, the first primary care providers, I believe in Washington, that are naturopath that accept Medicaid.
What?
And because we felt that was very important to the community,
It is.
We accepted them into the incubator program.
Oh.
So it's an innovation.
It is.
It's an innovative business.
And I hope that more businesses are able to be seen like that.
Yeah.
In terms of what do you give back to the community? What do you do and how can we flex you to make you a part of this. What is your history with Spaceworks? Because you just didn't put in an application for the executive director.
Right. 9.5 years ago, 10 years ago, coming up on 10 years, I went through the incubator program. Back then it was called the Creative Enterprise Program.
I remember that.
And David Combs, who you'll have on later, we were in the same cohort. We opened our businesses together back in 2014. And I opened it with my best friend of 30 years.
That says a lot.
Yes. And, you know, saw the application pop up for the business training coordinator, the incubator coordinator, and I thought, you know, this is up my alley.
Yeah.
I had been in the architecture and engineering industry. I'm not an architect, but which was great. But, you know, something that spoke to my heart was that community involvement. I was on the board with the HBA, and just really recognizing the difference between a micro enterprise,
yes,
which is 5 employees or less, and small business. A lot of times they get grouped in with small businesses, but you can have 500 employees and be considered a small business.
That's
so
right.
There's different needs, different struggles, and really, you know, my passion is connecting folks with resources and opportunities to help them overcome those struggles.
It shows. It shows. I mean, the fact that you have had a business for 30 years with your best friend.
9.5.
9.5.
But we've been friends for 30.
You've been friends,
Yep.
and that it's in itself is a business. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the big pieces of advice that people often seek is, who should I go into business with? Or is this going to work? Or how do I make this work? Because we started this together and we don't know how to move forward. And yet they get advice from you who is making it work right now. How is the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Tacoma different from other cities? Because in the 25, 6, 7, 8 years I've lived here, the changes in our neighborhoods have been incredible. From Link to murals to Tacoma Create, so it's always changing.
It's always changing, but I feel like the consistent thread through all of it and what makes Tacoma's ecosystem different than other cities is that we're about collaboration over competition.
Oh, I love that.
We want to see each other succeed. We could be in totally different industries, but we'll find a way to collaborate so that we can both uplift each other. And I think that's really key. I also think that organizations like Spaceworks, we have many friends and partners within the city, and we're all friends. We all have we all know each other.
Yes.
And so if you come to me with a problem and I don't know the answer, bet you I know someone that can help you.
Absolutely, and that is what you just said is the golden nugget of Tacoma.
Yep.
We belong to each other, as one of my dear friends says, and you can see that in the artist community. Where can folks find the brick and mortar alumni and public art locations? Because, I mean, you could do dinner out with your family at a local restaurant and then make it a nighttime to go.
Or take Aikido classes.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, or
Tammy and Nicole, yeah.
Look at this, so amazing. So where do we find some of those public art locations?
So we just pushed out our alumni map, our participant map, on our website at spaceworkstacoma.com/map. And we spent about a year going through, so even past artscapes, murals, temporary art are on there as well. So you could see what we've done in the past, all the way up to what's happening right now. And brick and mortar locations of alumni are also listed. And it's interactive, so you can click on it and go right to their website. There's a photo and a little description. So super easy. We've wanted that for a very long time.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so it's great.
Perfect timing for the holiday season, because go local.
Yep.
Absolutely. Buy from your neighbors. So what new partnerships is Spaceworks developing since you've taken the reins?
So there is, this is something that Michael had worked on prior to his leaving, but it's being executed now, and we're going to have a grand opening next Saturday at the Washington State History Museum.
Oh, I love this.
Yes, and we've formed this partnership where makers and artists that are Spaceworks participants will be able to have their items in the museum shop.
And can we buy them?
Yes. And the
Christmas shopping?
Yes. The museum shop has been closed prior to COVID, and it's just been sitting there, and, it's just kind of made sense, right?
Oh my gosh, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, let's just name them all. And that is a one-stop shop in there.
Yep.
How?
And then you could pop across the street to Stocklist, which is,
Yes.
Gold Star alumni. And they have lots of I go there every year for a wacky ornament.
I love that.
Yeah.
In this last minute, how can people get involved and support you and your team and connect with you at Spaceworks?
Yeah, if you are an organization that has business resources and we're not already connected, I would love to connect. If you are someone passionate about the arts and creative enterprise, reach out. We have volunteer opportunities. And of course, we're always open for donations.
Absolutely.
And you can have access to all of that at spaceworks.com.
Can I throw in a 10-second thank you for you?
Oh,
go ahead.
Yes. The city of Tacoma.
Yeah.
Tacoma Creates. They help fund a lot of the artscapes, the Woolworth windows. We really want to make sure artists are being paid their value.
Art is not free.
Art is not free. We got to get out of that starving artist mentality.
We do. Anyone who's ever touched the program, we want to thank them.
Yeah, there's so many partners.
And I want to thank you for being here today and answering the call to come on the comfy couch. And I want to see you like once a quarter, and I want you to bring artists
updates.
with you.
I would love to do that.
All right.
I wanted to bring David out so we could chit chat.
Yeah. That's the next show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Thank you, Amanda. You too.
We have much more to come on CityLine. Don't go away. We'll be right back.